Hey students, in today's video we are going to study respiration in plants. Before going to start our main topic, let me give you answers for previous video assignment questions. First question, name the balloon-like structures present in lungs. List its two functions. Answer, the bronchioles end up into the balloon-like structures known as alveoli. Function, gases exchange in alveoli. How the gases exchanges? Oxygen diffuses into the capillaries and combines with hemoglobin of red blood cells to form oxyhemoglobin to be transported throughout the body. Number 2, carbon dioxide diffuses into the alveolar cavity because of its higher concentration in the blood. If the question would be for 1 mark, you no need to explain how the gases exchange between alveoli and the capillaries. Only write the function is gases exchange. If you want to understand more clear about how the gases exchange, go through the previous video. Second one, why do we get cramps during vigorous exercise? During vigorous exercise, our muscle cells run short of oxygen. As a result, they break down the glucose to lactic acid anaerobically. You know anaerobically means in absence of oxygen. When lactic acid builds up gradually, it leads to muscle cramps and muscle fatigue. Third question. Why do the walls of trachea not collapse when there is less air in it? The walls of trachea does not collapse when there is less air in it, as it is supported by rings of soft bones of cartilage. Cartilage, you know, right, which is a soft, which has a elasticity. So the C-shaped rings are there throughout the trachea, which used to help the trachea without collapsing. Move to the next question. Write the equation for the process of breakdown of glucose in a cell. One is in presence of oxygen, another one is in absence of oxygen. Here, two cases you have to write. One is in presence of oxygen. Here, answer I have given in the formula wise with the formula of glucose, oxygen, and carbon dioxide and energy also amount. Instead to this, you may write in words also. Like you can already you understood in the previous video, no? Glucose plus oxygen gives carbon dioxide plus energy, carbon dioxide plus energy, and it is called as a aerobic respiration, is called as aerobic respiration. Which is oxidized in presence of oxygen. Then another case is glucose break down in two ways. One is in a lack of oxygen as lactic acid, and in absence of oxygen, which is breakdown as alcohol. If you want, you can write ethanol also by releasing of CO2. Here energy will be, here also energy will be. There is no releasing of carbon dioxide here. No carbon dioxide in a lack of oxygen where the lactic acid get produced. Okay. Either in a word form, if you want, you can write, or in the formula wise. You can use a molecular formula also. Glucose in presence of oxygen gives carbon dioxide or water and energy. In the place of number, you can write just energy also. Anaerobic respiration, which is absence of oxygen, which forms alcohol, carbon dioxide and energy. And here glucose, lack of oxygen, gas, lack of oxygen means absence of oxygen only. That's why in the second case, we are writing the two. Lactic acid plus energy. Here, if you don't know to write the lactic acid formula, simply you can remember half of the glucose. You divide with the 2. You will get a C3H6O3. If you multiply with the 2, again you will get the same molecule. Okay, that is the way to remember. You can remember that. This is answer for the fourth question. Either word form or formula wise you can write. Next, fifth one is, why is the rate of breathing in aquatic organisms much faster than that seen in terrestrial organisms? The rate of breathing in aquatic organisms is much faster than in terrestrial organisms because the amount of dissolved oxygen is fairly lower in water than air. And also that aquatic organisms like the fishes obtain oxygen from water present in the dissolved water or dissolved state. This is about the fifth question answer. These are the answers for all the assignment questions what given in previous video. Let's start respiration in plants. Generally, respiration means breakdown of glucose and release energy, or oxidation of glucose to release energy. The same how the animals we discussed, oxidation of a food or glucose in the plants also takes place same. Now here you can see generally the respiration in plants is very easy compared to animals. That's a plants respiration is a very simple form. And here definition you can write the same way how you have mentioned under animals case. Here glucose in presence of oxygen divides or break down to release energy, along with that releasing of carbon dioxide. This is the same process. No? Now see here, what are the respiratory parts are helpful for the respiration in plants? Generally in animals, as we can take example human being. In human being, we have the nostrils. All the many respiratory tract contains different parts: nostrils, nostril cavity, trachea, bronchus, bronchi, bronchioles, alveoli. Those all the parts are included in the respiratory tract. But plants doesn't have those many. Only some of the parts are involved in respiration. They are stomata, lenticels, and surface of the root. Here stomata means which are the tiny holes which are present on leaf, These are helpful for the exchange. As you know, under nutrition, you have studied about the stomata contains two guard cells which are helping for the opening and closing. Stomata gives gases exchange. Gases exchange takes place through the stomatal pore. Not only gases exchange, not only exchange of gases, another process also transpiration. Transpiration also takes place through the stomata. This is about the stomata. You can see here in the picture also just kept for the leaves and stem both. After that, lenticels. Next part which are helpful for the respiration of lenticels. Lenticels are nothing but these also tiny pores or tiny holes which are present on stem. These are helpful for the respiration. Of course, these lenticels has a porous tissue which contains the cells with the large intercellular spaces. It's helpful for gases exchange. Next, surface of the root or general surface of the root. As you know, root or root hair, which are helpful for the gases exchange. Even on that also there are the intercellular spaces between them. Due to that space, gas get exchanged from soil to the root and root to the soil. There is a process called diffusion. All the gases will get exchanged by the process of diffusion. Okay, we'll see in the next slide what is diffusion, how it takes place. You can see in the diagram here, oxygen is taking to the plants and carbon dioxide is giving. Here just I mean that plant leaves are helpful, stomata is helpful. Here I mean roots also exchanging the gases. The structure of the internal structure of the root where the air gaps are there, which are helpful for the gases exchange. On the stem also there is the small pores. Don't take these are the nodules, don't do that. Okay, the small pores will be, they are helpful for the respiration. Lenticels on a stem, root hair, and stomata. Understood? These are the respiratory parts of a plant. Let's move to the another thing, how the diffusion will be. Here, we can easily understand gases exchange takes place by the process of diffusion. Already I told what is meant by diffusion. Diffusion means transfer or the movement of particles or gases or molecules or substances. In this case, we can write gas. Okay, how to define the diffusion? Diffusion is nothing but movement or transfer of gas or gases from higher concentration to higher concentration to lower concentration. From higher concentration to lower concentration, when the gases will move, that process is called as a diffusion. Movement of gases from higher concentration region to lower concentration region can be called as diffusion. You may define like that. Okay, how the diffusion takes place, on which conditions diffusion depends. Of course, the concentration is the main concept. Here, plants diffuses in two directions, depend upon environmental conditions and requirements of the plant. Requirements of plants, as you know, photosynthesis and the respiration both are there. In both cases, there is exchange of gases. How it happened depend on the two conditions. One is the environmental conditions and another one is the requirement of the plant, requirements of the plant. Okay, now see, gases exchange takes place by two processes in plants. This is the main respiration in plants, how the gases exchange, here at in this photosynthesis process during the day, carbon dioxide and water in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, this is the production of C6H12O6 glucose plus oxygen plus water. If you want, you can write, and also some energy will be, or water you will write. Okay. Here in photosynthesis process, carbon dioxide is utilizing by the plant and oxygen is releasing by the plant. You remember that during daytime photosynthesis occurs in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, and carbon dioxide is utilized by the plant and oxygen is released by the plant. Now come to the another process called respiration, which occurs at night. How the process will be? Whatever the glucose is synthesized during day is going to used by the plant in presence of oxygen to produce carbon dioxide and energy. This is the respiration. In this respiration, what is happening in the respiration? Here, respiration process, oxygen is utilized by the plant and carbon dioxide is released by the plant. It got utilized and carbon dioxide got released. At night, respiration takes place because there is no sunlight to get the energy. In that, to fulfill the energy, glucose used to break down in presence of oxygen to release energy. Along with that, carbon dioxide gas will release. This is same like animals, how the animals are respire in the same manner. Understood the process of respiration and photosynthesis? Both gases exchange, how is taking place? Remember. And by the picture also, you just don't mind this. By the picture also, you come to know clearly. Here, carbon dioxide is taken by the plant during day, and oxygen is released by the plant. At night, oxygen is taken by the plant and carbon dioxide is releasing by plant. Okay. Here, you may understand one thing. Here, by the continuous exchange taking place in plants, differently in presence of sunlight, in absence of sunlight. So the gases which are there here in atmosphere, carbon dioxide and oxygen, they are balancing in the atmosphere. The percentage of gases are balancing by these two processes. So the values or percentage of gases are constant in atmosphere. This is the one of the major reason. Okay. And you have you remembered that in 9th standard you have studied about the biogeochemicals? Biogeochemicals are carbon cycle, nitrogen cycle, oxygen cycle. Those are the things you studied there. You understood that how the carbon dioxide again utilized by the plants and animals and again reach to the atmosphere. Same oxygen, same nitrogen, how utilized and released into the atmosphere. As such, the constant gases percentages are there in atmosphere. Okay. And one more question we may get here. From elders we used to hear, at night we should not sleep under trees, because now you understood that at night plants also release carbon dioxide, same we also release carbon dioxide. So around that where we used to sleep, around that carbon dioxide percentage will increase. Due to that we'll feel suffocate. Oxygen percentage is less, mean we can't feel comfort, no. So there will be some problems also. Okay, that's why elders used to tell, don't sleep under trees at night. This is the reason. Okay, this is about the respiration in plants. Let's move to the another thing. Just only God cells I have given, how the stomata closing and opening is there. This already studied in a previous video. Once you practice this, let's see the NCERT book questions, page number 105. Question and answers both I am giving here. First question, what advantage over an aquatic organism does a terrestrial organism have with regard to obtaining oxygen for respiration? Terrestrial organisms breathe by using atmospheric oxygen, whereas aquatic organisms take oxygen dissolved in water. As you know, oxygen level is high in atmosphere when compared to oxygen in water. Hence, terrestrial organisms need not to breathe fast to obtain oxygen, whereas aquatic organisms need to breathe faster to get required oxygen, because water has a less oxygen, no, which is in the dissolved form. That is the reason. This question somewhat what's that, related to the question what I have given under the assignment column, but the question is somewhat different. Answer also you have to write in some way related to that. Second question, what are the different ways in which glucose is oxidized to provide energy in various organisms? In cytoplasm, glucose is first breakdown into 3 carbon compounds called as pyruvate by the process known as glycolysis. Further breakdown takes place in different organisms by different processes, anaerobic and aerobic respirations. As you know, this already you studied. This is a cytoplasm called as a glycolysis process. Glycolysis, which takes place in a cytoplasm. Here, pyruvate is a 3 carbon molecule. It is going to break down in absence of oxygen, which is occur in yeast, lower organisms, and form ethanol, and lack of oxygen, which occur in mussels, and also some of the bacteria. Lactic acid will get produced along with the energy, and in presence of oxygen in mitochondria, carbon dioxide and energy will get released. This is the higher organisms. This is the how the respiration takes place. If you want to understand the mechanism or procedure completely, go through the previous video. Let's see the another question. How is oxygen and carbon dioxide transported in human beings? Oxygen and carbon dioxide are transported in human beings via bloodstream. Oxygen is carried to the cells, whereas carbon dioxide is carried away from the cells. Exchange of gases takes place between the alveoli of lungs and the surroundings blood capillaries. Oxygen is absorbed by the blood capillaries from the alveoli, while carbon dioxide is absorbed by the alveoli from the blood capillaries by diffusion. This is the complete how the transfer takes place of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Move to the next question. How are the lungs designed in human beings to minimize, to maximize the area for exchange of gases? The lungs is an important part of the body. The air passage inside the lungs divides into smaller and smaller tubes, which finally terminate in balloon-like structures called as alveoli. The alveoli present in the lungs provide maximum surface for exchange of gases. The alveoli have very thin walls and contain an extensive network of blood vessels to facilitate exchange of gases. We know that when we breathe in, we lift our ribs, flatten our diaphragm, and chest cavity becomes larger. Because of this action, air is sucked into the lungs and fills the expanded alveoli. This is about the complete lungs, how the action will be. You have to write a full the answer only. This question mostly for the 2 marks or 3 marks, not for 1 mark. Let's move to the next question. Questions are got over NCERT book, page number 105. All questions are discussed. And here, actually, most of the questions related to the respiration in animals. Respiration in animals became a very big video. That's why I made answers here in this video. Okay. Next, assignment questions. As usually, I used to give all assignment questions at the end of the video. No, look here. What is diffusion is the first question. Second question, what gas does plant give off in the dark? Third, why it is not advisable to sleep under a tree at night? Fourth question, plants have low energy needs as compared to animals. Explain. These are the questions. Try to answer. Otherwise, in the next video, I'll give clearly the answers. Subscribe my channel, like and share to your friends and relatives. Thank you so much for your watching.